question is, why do modern teens need to improve their social status? What is social currency? How much value should be placed in it?
Okay, well we said that social currency is like when people feel like good online and like they gain new friends and followers, and that's so weird because like they don't even have to be popular. Like the halftime show, like the Katy Perry, the Left Shark, even though he messed up, he gained so much social currency by like people wanting to know who he was and everything. So like it social currency has like a big impact on people because someone that was just a background dancer is now like known.
Well, I feel with going off what Dina said about like the social currency part, about how like people with the smallest things become like the biggest things, like social media, like going off like the MagCon boys, everyone remembers that, like how they were just like this group of boys who just went around and they just like they had no talent whatsoever. They were just quote unquote hot, and just like girls were obsessed with them, and so like using social media, they gained so much money. So like
and they did like meet and greets and everything, and all the girls were obsessing and like actually paying money to go and see them.
And off your idea with like something so small becoming so big, like a really funny video or something could become viral, and then that person just becomes famous off of their like stupid mistake or something.
Yeah, like the dress thing.
Yeah.
It was just a stupid picture that someone posted,
and
now
like,
it's like.
And then it became something scientific and.
Yeah, and like from this stuff, like the people who put this up get sponsored to create more stuff, and then that actually generates into real revenue, which like affects real life people, jobs.
Yeah, like even when we were talking about in class, like I think this group or another group was talking about Tyler Oakley. Like he just started making videos for fun, and now like that's his job. Like YouTube, he gets paid for making those videos and like getting followers and advertising for like all these different companies.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry.
That just proves that like your social status can make you a living in life. Like you don't need really have necessarily like a talent in order to have like make a living and make money.
Yeah, it seems like the job of like YouTube personality is made into an actual career because people make money off of it. So I guess that didn't used to be before social currency came into effect.
Yeah, because like teens, especially like it really focuses on teens because teens are the ones that put so much, when you like stuff and when you follow things, you put money, kind of like quote unquote money into it. So like it's like with Tyler Oakley, like people can relate to these people, like they think they're funny and everything. So I think like when like YouTube personalities are relatable, it makes like it's just easier to like get money.
Go for it.
Also, if like you look up to someone, if someone's like your role model and they present something, like a product or something, then everyone else is gonna go buy that because they like it. So you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna refer to like Disney a lot, so like bear with me. There's these things called like TTIs on Disney, where it's like the time I, where just random people that did random things and like called it an accomplishment. That's like weird because like nobody cares who you are, but now you're on like TV on like this channel that all the kids watch, and like you're talking about your life, and then that just like encourages kids to like, oh, maybe if I go out and do this, maybe I'll get a chance or opportunity to be on this
I think
show.
that like brings up confidence with like young children, especially because most of them are like hitting a baseball for the first time or swimming in a pool for like the first time. So it really has to be like the simplest thing, and it just proves how I don't know how to put into words, but like kind of like how much confidence it can give one.
Yeah, but
person.
that's also like somewhat idiotic because like who cares about your very
Yeah.
first whatever? Like the whole world doesn't need to hear about the first time you did this because like there's so many kids in the world. Why are you special?
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's for like being relatable for a factor for like the channel. Like they're trying to seem like they're relatable to everyone, so that way they can draw in a bigger market for more money.
But technically, we don't even know if those kids are like they
Like,
might be
that's
actors.
real.
Yeah, how do we
don't
know
that's
like
real.
that channel or that like whatever didn't pay them to do that?
But then keep
I
in
know
mind,
Disney.
7-year-olds watching this. So are they actually going to think about that deep, or they're going to be like, hey, I did that, I'm going to keep on watching?
To go off of that, like I feel like even like when something's like relatable to someone, I feel like it kind of it's like advertising, but in a way it's networking too. Like when you go on YouTube, like all the YouTubers, like if they see like one's really popular, and there's one YouTuber that's kind of struggling, trying to get up there like with all the other YouTubers, like there's like Hannah Hart and like Tyler Oakley, and like someone's trying to get up like with like where their status is, they kind of collab with each other to make more money and make more money, like kind of like that. So I thought.
Well, yeah, like teenagers who watch YouTubers are basically just giving the market to them. They're just like, every time someone does like a collab together with like an unknown YouTuber, that person probably gets at least 100,000 subscribers if that YouTube base is big enough. And then just making a bigger YouTube community, which generates more money.
Yeah.
Go
But also, I also wonder, like, all these people without like educations becoming this famous with Vine and YouTube. I also wonder like how it could affect like the school system almost. Like people are just dropping out because they think they can make it in like the social media world. So I don't know. I just thought that was kind of interesting.
I think going back on the question where it was like how much social currency is actually like placed on the society, I think a lot of people actually depend on it because there's these Radio Disney like people or like the 94.5 like competitions where it's just like go online and vote what song you want. That all depends on like how popular the songs are and like what the people want to hear. So like some careers are like based off these social currencies. So like once you lose your followers, you lose like your occupation.
Before, like you said with like Radio Disney and I forget what it's called, but there's this one show where it's like new kids are new artists and they sing their song. There's a whole competition to see who wins, and you've never heard
the next big thing.
And you've never heard about these kids before the show, and then once they're on the show and you watch them sing, then they become popular.
Yeah, like that song, like Miss Moving On or something. That's like all over the radio now, and it was like a bunch of like nobodies that wrote that.
Yeah.
To go off, like, to take this on to, like, consideration and everything, so does that show, like, does that explain why teenagers need to prove their social status? It's like, people,
I feel like teens are so wrapped up in getting everyone's like, approval. Like, you don't need anyone's approval on social media. Like, you can be who you are. You don't need to have, like, followers tell you you're funny.
yeah, like, in Generation Like video, when all those kids were sitting at the table, and then one friend was trying to post a profile picture, like, all of his friends needed the approval from all of his friends to post that picture. Like, people should, do you feel like people should be able to just post what they want without being...
I feel like it goes both ways, because it can be positive, but it can be negative. Like, with the thing on Generation, like, I feel like that was a positive thing, because they were like, oh, pick this one, you look good in that one, but it can go negative, where it's like, no, you don't look good in that one.
They're like very judgmental, and basically they're saying that they want judgment, like they want everyone's opinion, but also that one guy only got 11 likes on his picture, and the girl got 6,000. He was like really upset, saying like, "Why do you have more likes than me? Like, why are you better than me?"
But like people actually sit there and are like, "Oh, I got this many likes on a picture. Like maybe I shouldn't maybe I should post more pictures like this or whatever." Like it's your social media, post whatever you want. You don't need to create like fake accounts for like more followers or more likes or anything. Just be who you are, because social media is like expressing what you're like and not what other people are like. So if you're just gonna sit there like criticizing yourself because of what other people think, then like it's gonna be a non-ending thing, because there's so many opinions in the world that like.
And then your confidence goes down, because then you're like, oh, well, they're prettier than me, and
Yeah.
they have more likes and more
And like
followers.
the things with the filters too, like nobody just sits there filtering their picture until it's not your picture anymore. Like that's ridiculous.
I feel like that's why it's like I don't like it how teens always think that the more followers you have, the more important you are.
Yeah. So like, with this all in consideration, I hope you guys liked our video.